This is Free Comic Book Day. We're watching Sci-Fi Journal.
Hold this. Oh no. Welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal, presented by members of the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for June 2013. I'm Marc Morisseau, and also hosting the show today are Calvin Watts III.
Hello.
And Jay Kingston. James Hinsey is at MystiCon this weekend.
I'm sure he's having a lot of fun.
He's having a ball. Yeah, but he already taped a segment, so we'll see it later on in the show. And as always, we begin talking about the wonderful world of movies with Jay Kingston in a segment we call Popcorn Previews. Take it away, Jay.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
We're going to start right off by jumping right into, appropriately enough, two comic book based movies. Thor 2, The Dark World, which opens November 8th, starring Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. And the premise of this film is there was a dark world or a dark empire that existed before the 9 realms came into being. And they're coming back with a vengeance, and Thor and all of Asgard has to try and stop them before they destroy all of creation. So let's take a look at that.
Some believe that before the universe, there was nothing. They're wrong. There was darkness. And it has survived.
I gave you my word. I would return.
What's gonna happen?
Hold on.
Wait, what? Jane! We're from different worlds. Maybe they're separate for a reason.
If we do nothing, they'll destroy us.
Ask yourself, what will you sacrifice for what you believe?
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help. You should know that when you betray me, I will kill you. When do we start?
That looks pretty good.
That looks good.
It looks very good.
And the Care Bears go to the Rainbow Bridge, and that's the wrong.
And all fall off and are lost forever. Okay, next we have Kickass 2, the sequel to the highly successful 2010 film, which stars Aaron Taylor Johnson and Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yep.
And a new introduction of Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars and Stripes, I think his name is. His character's name is.
All right.
But this is not really Jim Carrey being wacky Jim Carrey. This is Jim Carrey being a little bit down and dirty. And it looks really interesting. This one comes out on August 16th, and basically it introduces a super villain to the world of Kickass. So instead of just being out fighting regular street crime, he's out actually going against a big time super villain. So let's see that preview.
I know your father didn't give you a normal childhood, but you're just starting high school, and this is your chance for a new start. Promise me that you'll try to live your life like a normal girl.
Cross my heart. Hope to die.
All right, ladies, let's get started. Mindy, you're up.
Four tigers. No escape.
Game on.
Aren't you tired of being on your own? Don't you want to belong to something bigger than you?
Together we can make a difference.
Hell yeah! What do you say? You in?
Why the hell not?
We'll try to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point?
I don't need to spend the next 4 years of my life trying to figure out who I am. Because I already know. I'm Hit Girl. Hit me.
You're a 15-year-old girl.
This 15-year-old girl just owned your ass.
Oh, that Hit Girl, what a potty mouth.
Definitely. Well, it's funny because I like the part in the preview where she says, or he says, "I'm not going to hit a 15-year-old girl," and she proceeds to beat the living crap out of him. So it's pretty cool. Next we have Elysium, starring Matt Damon and Jodie Foster.
This one looks good.
This one looks very good. And let's see. This has an August release date as well. And this is basically human race has evolved to the point where the rich and privileged live on a space station called Elysium, and the rest of humanity lives in the dregs of what's left of the rest of the world down here on planet Earth. Matt Damon is among those people, and he sets out to right the balance to make everybody equal. And this is the story of that attempt. So let's take a look at that footage. This is really intense. This is from the same guy who brought us District 9.
Welcome.
Ah, hello, madam.
To get to Elysium. Whoever has this has the power to override their whole system.
Hey, bring down the bone saw!
This ain't gonna kill me. You can save everyone. We're gonna break into the most heavily guarded place in the universe. Oh, yeah.
So, the guy who brought us District 9, who is Neil Blomkamp, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, if you've noticed, there are a lot of similarities to Halo.
Oh, yes.
In that.
Oh, yes.
Yep. And
Which
very
is
much for a good
which is
reason.
very not surprising because he was actually selected or slated to direct a Halo movie when it was back on the fast track, and they did those Halo live action shorts a few years back. But this looks awesome.
It does. It looks very good. Like I said, it looks really intense, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, District 9 was, if depending on who you talk to, it was very depressing. But it was, to me, it was hard science fiction, which is very rare in movies these days.
Absolutely.
So it was pretty good. Last but not least, we have a movie that my son has been anticipating for a long time. He's a big fan of the Ender novels by Orson Scott Card.
Yep. This
This is Ender's Game, and stars Harrison Ford and Abigail Brayson. Abigail Brayson. And this one comes out on November 1st of this year. And basically, again, it's societal in origins and in background. But you'll see all that from the footage. So let's just roll that.
They know our strategies. They've learned our weaknesses. And the alien attack nearly destroyed us. That must never be allowed to happen again. If we're going to survive, we need a new kind of soldier. One who doesn't think the way we think. Fear the things we fear. One the enemy would never expect.
We need minds like yours, Ender. You'll be the finest commander we've ever trained.
So I'm not the first.
No, but you will be the last.
I'll do everything I can to win this war. You really don't see them as children, do you?
If you succeed,
You will be remembered as a hero.
And that is all I've got for popcorn previews for this month.
All right, sounds good. Why don't you intro Free Comic Book Day?
Well, as you know, May 4th was Free Comic Book Day. You may not know that, but
we got lots of swag.
We did. We got some great swag. I got about 12 or 13 free comic books from. We went to 5 different shops, all over the southern New England area, and we had a ball that day.
Yep.
We got to meet some really great people. We had a lot of fun with the False Face Society again. So let's take a look at some of this footage that we've got from that.
All right, this is our first stop on Free Comic Book Day. Lucky for you, we're at Wild Time Comics in Attleboro, Massachusetts. I'm talking to Randy. Colin, how are you?
Very good, sir.
You are the owner of this fine establishment, sir.
Yes.
I see you dressed up for the occasion, too.
Absolutely.
All right, he's a big,
no other way to go.
He's a big Captain America fan. I like that. How long has this place been open?
We have been open for 27 years.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow, always in the same spot.
No, we've been over here for 18 years.
All right.
We originated over in Pawtucket.
Okay.
And up on Main Street, which is kind of derelict now.
Right.
But, we came over here and it's much nicer, easier access and everything.
Right
on Route 1, so it's, easy enough for people to find.
Yep. Now, this is year number 12 for Free Comic Book Day. Have you participated in it every year since it started?
Every one. Yeah, the first one was with the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
And it kicked off then, and they've been syncing up a movie every single time. Of course, this year it's Iron Man 3.
Right.
And yeah, it's been quite a time. Every year it's been growing. It's been doing great.
Very nice. Now, in your store, do you have any specialty items that you sell, like Wild Time Comics? When people say that word, what do they think of in terms of comic books or gaming or whatever?
Well, I like to think we have one of the broader selections of back issues and such. A lot of stores have kind of phased that out and either gone into the gaming or Pogs or Beanie Babies or whatever over the years.
Okay. Pogs, that's so
remember
fun.
those?
I do.
1 year.
And I was dumb enough to buy them too. Cardboard, $2 a piece.
Yeah, we always stayed with the comics and keeping the back issues and such. And we differentiate. You know, we get some videos and posters, T-shirts, toys, you know, whatever else that goes along. So try and keep it interesting.
I was just inside the store. It's best described as comfy, cozy comic shop. That's what I like. It looks really. It's pretty neat. I like it too.
There's been times where you could barely fit through the door.
Right.
You know, I've rearranged it so many times. It's all limited space, of course.
Yeah.
So you know, you can only do so much. But I've rearranged it. At one point, you used to walk in the door, you were met with a big bin of back issues.
Oh.
It was just sorry, you know? And it could get tight. So I've rearranged it, tried to make it a little bit more easy access.
It's a nice space. I checked it out.
Great.
And we'll get some shots inside too, so you can take a look.
So they'll
at
know what we're talking about.
So what you're talking about.
You
That's
got to
right.
edit it in between.
It'll be awesome. Okay, now, your own personal favorite comics. Are you a DC guy, a Marvel guy, independent guy, Dark Horse? What do you like?
I honestly do waver based on, you know, what's going on with the stories and such, because anything can get stagnant for a period.
Right.
But I guess I do gravitate more toward Marvel.
Okay.
You know, more often than not. The new 52 release is pretty good, the reboot. Marvel's also been doing really good with their Marvel Now concept of the numbering relaunch. But everything stays. It's all still exciting. And
now, as we tape, Iron Man 3 is out. You haven't had a chance to...
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't have the armor ready.
Right.
But it just the same. I enjoyed it. Really good film.
Good movie.
You caught it?
Not yet.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
going to
I'm
catch
caught
it
it,
next week.
yeah.
We're going to catch it next week during Cheapy Night.
There you go.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, very exciting movie. Moves along really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, typical. Everyone's going to have their opinions about it, but I haven't heard any bad opinions about it yet. So so far, everyone's going along.
Nice. Okay, now plug your website, please.
www.wildtimecomics.com.
All right, and what are your hours of operation?
We are open from primarily 11 till 6. Later on Wednesdays for delivery day, 11 till 8, and 11 till 7 Thursday.
And you have a pull service at customers?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, Randy, thank you very much.
Great.
Appreciate
Great
it.
talking to you. Great meeting you guys. And I guess we're done here.
Okay, we're done.
And now, don't deny it.
Oh, not again.
It is patently everybody's favorite episode or segment of our show. Or I should say, according to statistics, it's the most popular
According to our
segment.
polls.
According to our polls.
Our unofficial polls.
Our unofficial polls.
The unofficial polls. Let's face it, you get recognized more than any of us, and people are constantly coming up to you and saying hi and stuff. Anyway, Calvin Watts with Game Over. Take it away, Calvin.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well, how am I supposed to live up to that?
Good luck.
Crap.
All right.
All right, so it is the lull before the storm that is E3, which is going to hit. And basically, I'm going to bounce a little around today. We were correct about Microsoft talking about the new Xbox. As we speak, details will be out, but since we are taping, we're about a week and a half away. On May 21st is when they will announce the new Xbox, and we'll learn more details on that. And of course, there'll be a huge follow-up at E3. So depending on when we tape next month, I'll either have like I'll have at least some of the information on the new Xbox, if not a whole shebang at E3.
And fans are keeping their fingers crossed going, no internet only, no internet only.
That'll suck so much because they're going to control all the content that you have if that's the case.
Yeah, speaking of which, I don't really have anything on new titles coming out for like home video, but there was something that made the national news. Netflix, over the course of May, and the May 1st, it lost a lot, but basically over like the next 30 days, they lost about 5,000 titles from their streaming online service. A lot of this was due to their expiring contract with Epix, the pay channel, like I think that's like Paramount based. And so a bunch of like newer stuff they had with them has now been taken off, and they've added some things, but there's a lot of stuff that was taken away, and it really was like a big deal. And yes, they've added some stuff too, but this is going to be the problem when everything goes digital, and the studios and the content, everything they want it to have digital distribution because it's a lot easier for them. You don't have the cost of making physical media. But once that happens, and eventually it will happen, who is to say that they're not going to be able to control what you can watch and what you can't watch? Now, there's this stuff, you might have been in the middle of, I don't know, say The Adventures of Superman, season 3, and well, now it's not there anymore, so now you can't finish it. And it's kind of like Disney having their animated stuff out for like a couple of years, and then it gets put back in a vault for like 10 years, and now if you don't have a copy of it, you can't do it. But it's not a big deal if you have like a physical copy of it. But now when you have digital distribution, the studios will have that option to be able to lock stuff out. Back when DVD first came out, people sometimes forget there was a competing service called DivX. And some people thought that was primarily pushed by Circuit City, and look what happened to them. But basically, you had to have an online access. You had to have like a telephone wire that was hooked into, and it was like an early internet thing. And you had to verify that these discs were good. And once that service went under, after a certain date, all of those discs became unplayable. Didn't matter how much money you spent for them, now they're coasters. And by having this content being totally controlled by the studios, we're not going to have any say as to what we can or can't do. And so I hope, at least in my lifetime, there's still some form of physical media, because I want to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch.
Absolutely. And I mean, it seems to me that some of what's driving this change is you've got Verizon with their on-demand, and you've got Cox with their on-demand, and they're probably coming in, since these are national things, they're probably telling the studios, give us the contract for this stuff, and we'll edge Netflix out.
A bunch of the stuff that got taken off is going to be on Warner Brothers' new instant online streaming service, whereas for $10 a month,
which
you can watch you can watch classic stuff. Now Redbox has their own streaming service, but you only have so many entertainment dollars to go around. As much as Netflix has lost, there's still a ton of stuff on there, including like original content, and I'm happy with the streaming service. I'm keeping it. The only other streaming service I would consider at this point would probably be Hulu Plus, if you're really into TV shows, because they have a lot.
Because then you can watch All My Children.
Well,
they did. They brought it back on Hulu.
How many decades worth of stuff?
They restarted the series.
Oh, really?
They restarted
All My Children
the series.
came back. They took it off the air, and they brought it back online.
I'm actually scared and afraid
you have
that
to
you know
subscribe
this.
to Hulu Plus. Well, because my wife likes to watch that show.
Well, it was also in the big media outlets like ET and OMG and all that stuff.
Yes, a lot of the original cast is back.
This was big news.
But my point, but you have so many options, and you only have a limited amount of dollars.
They're going to shoot
spend.
themselves in the foot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I also really, never mind. I'm not going to belabor the point. We're going to run out of time here. So go ahead.
All right. As to nobody's surprise, they have announced the next Call of Duty game. This is made by Infinity Ward, and it's going to be Call of Duty Ghost. There's a trailer out right now, but it's really pretty vague, and it just basically has like warriors from different eras, and they show like a little thing of the Ghost team. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more shown at E3. It'll be on the current gen systems and the new gen systems, but the new gen systems, as of right now, won't be out at launch. So more info on that as they come.
Okay.
Dead Island Riptide just came out, which is the sequel to the monster hit Dead Island, but it's really kind of like Dead Island 1.5 because a lot of it is just the same. There really hasn't been much different. They've added like a new character. It picks up right where the first story left off. And unless you're a really big fan of Dead Island, I really can't recommend it, but I'm still having a lot of fun playing it, and there's just something visceral and something to get, like, how am I want to say this? You know, like, there's an adrenaline rush that goes through you, and it is not many things more satisfying than having some infected zombie running at you full blast,
right,
and being able to time it just right and use a machete and slice his head clean off.
Gotcha.
Never gets old.
Okay.
Gosh, I look forward to that.
But if they're on an island, aren't they eventually going to run out of zombies?
Probably not. It's
Probably
a
not.
huge
It's a huge
island.
All right.
You know. So, anyways. So that's all I have, except for one other thing.
But wait, there's more.
There is more.
Okay.
As most of you know, my primary job is I'm a school bus driver.
Yes.
And so it just so happens that one of my stops in the afternoon, I was recognized by a mom who I dropped off her daughter.
Again.
Yeah, and she came out and she was like, wow, I couldn't believe I saw you on TV and blah, blah, blah. And so I was talking with her the other day, and she says that her son watches the show and he's a really big fan.
And how old is he?
I think early 20s.
20s, okay.
And she was talking about how, you know, she knows who I am, and he's like, well, I don't believe you, I don't think you know who he is. And the person's name is Derek Nelson.
Okay.
So, Derek Nelson, this is for you. Your mom is telling the truth. So.
We know, and we know where you live. That's even worse.
And this is the day before Mother's Day, so he's not allowed to lie. So listen to your mother.
That's it.
So,
Sorry,
shout out to
Derek.
you. Thanks for watching the show, and keep watching.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, sounds good. What do we have? We have more footage from Free Comic Book Day, because we were all over the state. So let's take a look at that wonderful bean footage.
So we are here at Time Capsule and Seekonk for Free Comic Book Day, and I just noticed a couple of people that came walking in. I was at the Injustice premiere over at GameStop in Seekonk, and we had a couple of costume contestants, and I just noticed them coming in here, so I figured we could talk to them. And your name is?
Cassidy Caduto.
And you are?
Ray Souza.
Awesome costumes. You guys design yourself?
I had a little help. My friend did it.
It was all me.
So Free Comic Book Days have been going on for 12 years. What do you think is so great about it, and anything special you're looking forward to today?
It's a chance for everyone in the community to get together, and I think that's a cool thing.
And we get to dress up, so that's pretty cool.
Well, we can do that any day.
Right, but now we have an excuse.
That's true.
That's very, very good. So, having seen you at the Injustice premiere, I assume you played the game. What do you think about it?
Oh, I love the game.
I love it too, but I'm not very good at it.
She gets mad because I troll her as Aquaman.
Aquaman is a very powerful character in the game, so yeah.
He's too powerful.
He was great for noobs.
Well, thank you very much. So again, at the Time Capsule in Seekonk, Massachusetts, we are here with the person who runs this legendary establishment. Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. The usual chaos that ensues on Free Comic Book Day.
12 years now this has been going on, and bigger and bigger. You know, each time we've come here, it seems to be more and more. We actually got in here a little while ago, and the place was packed. And you were saying that somebody showed up at 9:45, and you guys don't open till 11.
Right, yeah, hour and 15 minutes. But they were very nice. He's like, oh, not open yet? Yep, and they came back, so it's no problem. But yeah, 9:45 to 4 and 11 o'clock opening. That was the earliest person today.
Looked like there were a lot of interesting titles this year. Anything stick out in your mind?
The big one so far, there's Infinity from Marvel, which is a teaser for the big event coming up later this summer. And there's a Walking Dead one, so I just have to keep people from trying to grab 4 of that one. See them on eBay next week. Those are the 2 really hot ones, although the first one we sold out of was the Buck Rogers one.
Very, very interesting. Now, of course, Iron Man 3 just opened this weekend, which I'm sure is absolutely no coincidence whatsoever. Have you gotten to see it yet?
Not yet. Hopefully tomorrow with the girlfriend and the kids. And also no coincidence, I'm sure, there's 3 new Iron Man books this week on the rack.
Oh, no, not at all. But it's really great to see how superheroes have really taken off with the success of the movie Avengers and with everything going on. Also, recently, the Providence Phoenix voted Time Capsule the best comic book store in Rhode Island. Oh, yes, you're technically in Massachusetts, but you were still affiliated, so I think that is a great honor. What do you think?
I'm very honored to be the redheaded stepchild of the Time Capsule in Cranston. So, props to Rob. Does a great job. It's great to be part of that system. But yeah, it's fantastic. We put it on Facebook. We're very proud of that.
Which we will be heading over very shortly. So, thank you very much again. Looking forward to seeing you next year.
Thanks, Calvin. Good to see you, too.
And now it is time for Toob News with Mark. Take it away, Mark.
Thank you, Calvin. I like that. My radio voice. No. Okay. Let's see.
You got a face made for radio.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Tap dancing. Warehouse 13 began its 5th season on the Sci-Fi Channel in April. It's moved to Mondays at 9 p.m. Mondays is turning out to be a good night, but a bad night for television because all these great shows are popping up on Mondays at 10 o'clock. So we have Defiance at 9, Warehouse 13 at 10. Then also on the other stations we've got on ABC has Castle at 10, Hawaii Five-0 at 10 if you like that one. And then NBC's Revolution is also at 10 o'clock. You would think that would spread them out the rest of the week, but no.
No, I'm too invested in Castle.
I guess not. I like Castle, so we do that. So anyway, if you have if you have like 4 or 5 DVRs, you're good to go. But otherwise, you got to pick and choose. Under the Dome, a miniseries on CBS starting June 24th. It's based on the Stephen King novel about this dome that appears over this town in New England. Should be a good series. And there's talks that if it's successful, they may go into a sequel.
Interesting.
But we'll see what happens. So starting June 24th. Joss Whedon's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like a little spin-off of the Avengers movie, is going to be picked up as a series on ABC this fall. So you can watch for that. That should be a lot of fun. David Gerrold, remember him from Trouble with Tribbles and other things that he's written? He has a Kickstarter campaign to create a new TV series based on his Star Wolf trilogy series. He has a goal of $650,000 that he wants to raise to produce this TV series. As we tape the second weekend in May, he's raised about $40,000.
And he has until when?
He has until June 2nd. He's not going to make it.
Tick, tick, tick.
No, it's not going to happen. I'm thinking if he really wants to expand on his Star Wolf series, just write new novels for the series.
Oh, absolutely. And then bank that.
And that would make more sense. Falling Skies on TNT, remember that show?
Yep.
Third season begins on Sunday, June 9th, 2013 at 9 p.m. with a 2-hour premiere. Like that series. Good stuff, okay.
Was good.
Yep. And then Sci-Fi Channel also is going to be showing a couple of new shows. Primeval Evolution, a continuation of the Primeval series that ran in Canada. Bien oui. So their series that you're side by each, we get to watch it in the USA. There we go. And also they're running a series based on Sinbad.
Sinbad?
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you.
He's not a funny comedian, you know.
I know I'm not, but I try. Wait a minute. If I'm a comedian, I'm automatically funny.
Not you, Sinbad.
Oh, no, not that Sinbad. Sinbad the Sailor, the old series.
Oh.
That's Sinbad. Although Sinbad the comedian is pretty funny. And speaking of Sinbad the Sailor, which was kind of rolling into Ray Harryhausen, we have some news about passing of Ray Harryhausen.
Ray Harryhausen recently passed away at the age, I believe he was 92.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Absolute pioneer in the area of special effects. He was known for pioneering the stop motion technology that we've seen in the Sinbad movie.
Right.
And the Jason and the Argonauts movie.
Yeah,
and
the Beast from 20,000
Fathoms.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
The original Clash of the Titans in 1981.
Yep.
Just an absolute monster in movie making.
Yep.
He will be missed.
And if you haven't seen any of Ray Harryhausen's films, go rent it or Netflix it or Google it or something because it's really worth checking out.
Yes.
Which is good stuff. All right, that's all I have this month for Toob News. Let's move on and watch some more footage from Free Comic Book Day.
I collect different vials of crack. Still as far as I know.
And Jay here on Free Comic Book Day with Regan from Rah-CoCo Comics. And how good it is to be back with you guys again.
Very nice to have you guys back.
Oh, very nice to be here. I got to tell you, when you guys have been doing a booming business since we've been here, has it been like this all day?
Yes, it has. Yeah. Since 9 o'clock this morning.
9 o'clock this morning, the doors open and people started piling in? This has got to be great.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah, you have a lot of first-time customers come in, or?
Quite a few. Yeah. Yep, quite a few new faces and a lot of old faces.
That's good. How does this generally do for sales for you guys? Do you see a steady stream of customers continue to come in after Free Comic Book Day, or?
Yes, it piques the interest, and people come in and follow up on the storylines that start with Free Comic Book Day.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of kids coming in, little kids coming in and getting them?
Each year, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. That's really great. Now, how long have you been in business here?
Here, it's going on 9 years, I think, now.
9 years. And what are your hours of operation?
11 to 7, Monday through Friday, Saturday, noon to 4.
Okay, and the exact street location is?
152 Selwyn Way, Providence, Rhode Island. Or, as the old address was, 152 West Park Street, Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, now do you have a web address, too, that people can get a hold of you on?
You can catch me on Facebook.
Okay, catch you on Facebook.
Yep, website's coming.
All right, and do you feel comfortable giving out a telephone number so that people can call you?
Not.
You don't feel comfortable?
861-3221.
861-3221. That's great. Now, how long do you expect this to be going on today until?
Till I fall down. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock p.m. All right. So, obviously, by the time you guys see this, Free Comic Book Day will be over, but I highly recommend coming down here. If you're in the Providence area, rah-cocos is more than friendly. They're very outgoing, and they know their stuff when it comes to comics. So, that's it for today, and I'm going to say back to the next segment.
All right, and now it's time for Anime Daisuki with James Hinsey. So here he is.
James here for Free Comic Book Day at Time Capsule in Cranston on, is this Pontiac Avenue, right? And we're here. I got some anime news for Anime Daisuki. First off, I just want to show you, this is 47 Ronin comic book. This is the tale of the 47 samurai who have to seek revenge for their lord who had to commit seppuku. And you can look that up online and stuff about the 47 Ronin, which is also going to be a movie with Keanu Reeves coming up in the fall. But yeah, I just want to show you that. But they also had a free comic book with Dragon Ball and Rurouni Kenshin. It was a double issue, back-to-back, like manga for Free Comic Book Day from Viz Media, Shonen Jump. So that was cool. I got a copy of that. So for anime news, I got Crunchyroll's adding some more anime from Viz Media. They've released Gurren Lagann and Read or Die, ROD, and you can find that on Hulu also. Discotech Media adds Monster Rancher TV series to their issues of DVDs, so you can look for that if you love Monster Rancher. Ghost in the Shell Arise, the DVDs from Japan are going to have English subtitling. And that's coming out in June in the theaters in Japan, and then Blu-ray and DVD in July. So if you're a Ghost in the Shell fan, keep an eye out for that. There's going to be a new Sailor Moon animated series, but it's going to be delayed to maybe 2015. One of the artists said that it doesn't look like 2014 is going to be able to happen, but new Sailor Moon. It's been 20 years now since the original Sailor Moon started, so it'd be something to see, how they do with the new animation style and everything. Then there's Transformers Go, is an anime that's coming out in Japan in July, hopefully, and it'll come out here too, and you can check out if you love Transformers. Marvel and Madhouse, the animation studio, is making more Marvel anime. They'll be announcing titles, I guess, and who they're going to be doing in July. They've already done Iron Man, Wolverine, and Blade as anime series, which you can catch online and stuff. And the live-action Gatchaman. I've seen a photo of the costumes. It looks really great. Not cartoonish at all. Very serious looking. So that's coming out in August in Japan. And along with that is going to be a new 12-episode anime series, Gatchaman Crowds. That's in July in Japan. So we're going to have more Gatchaman, and hopefully we'll have that here, at the coming over to the U.S. And then my last bit of news is about Yamato 2199. It's been like a series of OVAs they've been releasing every 3 months in Japan. But it is going to come out in the international market and hopefully here in the U.S. as Star Blazers 2199. But there's no details about who's doing it, who's distributing it, and what the dubs or subs are going to be. But as soon as I do, I'll let you know. So Star Blazers 2199 is coming. So that's it for Anime Daisuki here at Free Comic Book Day at the Time Capsule in Cranston. Back to the studio or off to the next location.
Hello, everyone. Clown Prince of Crime here. Did you get a picture of Batman? Don't! He's overrated as it is. And he's a crappy dresser.
Once again, we are at Time Capsule Comics on Pontiac Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. My favorite comic book store. I come here like every week or every other week, and with Rob the owner. Hi, Rob.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Now, this is year number 12.
It is. It's our 10th year participating.
Yeah, okay. Now, what are some of the big titles that people are picking up today?
This year, the highlights are Walking Dead, Batman, Infinity from Marvel.
Right, because that's the beginning of the Infinity series, or this new series that's being...
Exactly. Ever since they teased Thanos in the last Avengers movie, anything related to the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos, everyone's just been going crazy. Okay. Believe it or not, Sonic has actually been just crazy this year.
Oh, the little guys are picking up Sonic?
Yes.
All right, good. Okay.
Yeah, it's very. This year we had 53 different titles. It's the biggest diversity of selections we've ever had. It's amazing.
Yeah. Nice, good. Now, I understand this comic shop had a recent honor from the Providence Phoenix, right?
Yes, I've been hounding them for many years to create the category Best Comic Shop, and every year they'd always have Collectible Store, Geek Store, but this was the first year that they actually had Best Comic Book Store, which we did win, and I'm very happy. I thank all the customers who voted for us.
I did. I voted for it.
I appreciate it. It was a great honor. It really meant a lot to me.
Okay. And once again, also you have the False Face Society that are here as different characters, right?
Yeah, we've got a huge crew this year at both stores. They always do a phenomenal job. Right. The kids, the adults, everyone loves them. Okay. They do a great job and come down and take photographs with everybody. They love it. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, okay, awesome. All right, so Time Capsule Comics, Pontiac Ave, Cranston. They also have the site in Seekonk that we checked out earlier. Rob, thank you very much.
Thank you once again.
Okay.
Okay, Jay back at you. I'm on Oaklawn Avenue, and I'm here with...
Ardell Santa Teresa. I'm the owner of the Comic Doctor.
And what's the actual location here so people can find you easily?
780 Oaklawn Avenue in Cranston.
Okay, and how about a phone number before I go on to the other questions?
It's 275-6400.
275-6400. Now, how long have you been participating in the Free Comic Book Day?
Ever since I opened in 2006.
That's excellent. And how long has you've been at this location the entire time since 2006?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. And what made you get involved in comic books?
I was a lifelong fan, and I think everybody goes through that. That dream that I'm going to open up my own shop at one point, and I followed through. An opportunity presented itself, and I took it.
That's good. And how's Comic Book Day do for business as far as you go?
There's a decent pickup, but it's a lot of work. It's an awful lot of work, and the titles. There's more and more titles keep coming out. It kind of gets tough to which one you want to get, because like you're talking about so many that you order, and even though it's Free Comic Book Day, it's not free for the retailers. So they have increased the prices, so that has affected how many I can order and how many I can restrict for the walk-ins. When I opened, I think I was giving maybe five away or so, and with each year, depending on how much I can budget for it, it goes up or down. So, but it does help. It does help, and it's actually affected. Some of the smaller press publishers have actually taken a proactive approach where they've offered special deals to have actual comics to be put out for Free Comic Book Day, which I know Zenoscope was one of the titles, one of the publishers that went out and said we'll give a hefty discount to the retailers looking to participate. So it's actually affecting, some of these small press books that it's getting larger. So.
Oh, that's great. And what seems to be the most popular titles that are moving today?
Today, The Walking Dead, probably by far. Walking Dead was definitely the biggest one. And I think there was a Superman one that sold very quickly. I'm looking at my shelves are bare right now. But I would say by far The Walking Dead.
Very good. And what hours are you open till?
Have a little weird hours because I'm also in school. So as of right now, Mondays, Mondays, and Tuesdays I've been closed. Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays is 12 to 7 p.m. Thursdays is 2 to 8 p.m. But very soon I'm going to be putting into effect summer hours, and that 2 extra days will end up being open. So I haven't decided which days, but those are my hours for right now.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for talking to us and having us in. And back to the studio.
All right, that was a lot of fun.
Thanks,
and
guys.
now it's time for toys, props, and other
stuff, man.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
You like that?
Where we point out things in the wonderful world of collectibles and speaks about them. Because we're science fiction geeks. Okay, go ahead, Alpin.
Okay.
This is all your swag.
This is all my swag.
Yeah.
So on our visit to the comic doctor, one of the things that he had on in his display case were the pieces from the DC chess collection, which is basically a pewter lead-based chess set with all Batman characters. And of course, with Leslie and my favorite characters being Nightwing and Batgirl, I had to go and pick up Nightwing and Batgirl.
Ta-da.
So the detail is exquisite. They're very well done.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish Nightwing was in his old costume, having said that, because I don't really care for the red, but they are very fantastically well done, and I am very proud to own them.
Good.
Next to that, there is a certain store called Five Below, which, if you have ever heard of the show, you can, or the store, I should say, you can get stuff cheap.
Yep.
And I picked up a copy of the Ruby Spears Superman episodes. It's the entire season. I believe it came out in 1988. It was only on for one season. And while it wasn't popular back then, it's kind of gained a cult following over the years of having some really good content and getting away from the childhood crap that the Super Friends was. And don't get me wrong, I love the Super Friends, but I mean, look at it for what it is. I mean, it was almost like a precursor to the more adult storytelling of like Batman, the animated series and whatnot. So pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
On the other side, we have the aforementioned Dead Island Riptide, which is out now for the Xbox 360, also the PlayStation 3. And continuing on the Batgirl and Nightwing thing, I brought in a couple of my mini statues about Batgirl in her old costume and Nightwing in his old costume.
Those are sweet.
Yep, nice stuff.
DC's put out some really good statues and collectibles over
And
the
they're
years.
small enough they don't take up a lot of shelf space.
Yes.
So you can buy more.
More swag.
More swag. Yeah, cool stuff.
We love swag.
All right, as always, if you want to get in touch with us, we have a website. It's www.risfc.org, Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. Check it out for information about Sci-Fi Journal, Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. Go to the meetings section to find out when we're getting together for meetings. If you live in the Rhode Island, New England area, we'd love to see you stop by. During the summer, we go to a lot of movie meetings. So watch the meeting section for that as well. And Calvin's going to do the shout-outs and the thank yous for Free Comic Book Day.
We had an absolute blast at Comic Book Day this year. It was really nice to go to a bunch of the local stores, and it was really interesting to note that while there some of my co-hosts have gone to some of these places, was like for like the first time. It just so happens that I happen to know everyone who was running these places. I used to go to a lot of comic book stores in the day, and today it showed. But wanted to give a shout out to everyone who was gracious enough to have us there. Wild Tide Comics in Attleboro, the Time Capsule Comics in both Seekonk, Mass, and the main store in Cranston, Rah-CoCos in Providence, and the Comic Doctor in Cranston. Thanks very much for having us, guys. We had a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do it next year.
And also thank you to the folks, Amanda and the folks from the False Face Society.
Oh, absolutely.
We can't thank these guys enough. They're there every year, and they just throw themselves into it, and they're so good with fans.
We'll probably have them on shortly because I know their RKO Army Rah-CoCon convention is going to be coming on. We're looking forward to
we'll interview them
dealing
for
with that.
It'll be good.
So.
Okay, so that's going to be it this month for Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching. Catch us on YouTube if you're able to, if you can't catch us on public access. And we will see you next month.